What's going on, guys? Traitors here, back with another video, and as for today's video, I'm basically here to give my quick little thoughts on Season 3 of The Traitors. Now, of course, I don't know who The Traitors are. The Traitors is basically like the next big reality TV show that's airing right now. The show is basically just blown up. The show is basically just blown up in terms of popularity, and that was one of the big talking points in terms of reality TV, and I mean, honestly, for good reason, because it's a good, it's a murder mystery show, honestly, where you basically have to pick like who's the traitors and everything, and I've seen all the international versions of the show, and I can say for like the 9-10 seasons I watched the Traitors so far, there really has not been a bad season actually. Like there was, I'll say it's like solid at best. Yeah, that season probably is my favorite moment of the show so far, but yeah, the show has actually not had a bad season yet, honestly, and it's actually a very consistent show. Like there might be a couple of faulty things with its format, I'm not gonna lie. But it's still a very compelling television, especially with the US seasons that honestly are part of my favorites, honestly. And I think, in spite of what happens at the end, Season 3 might be my favorite, actually. Like, I'm actually kind of debating right now, honestly. But that's one because of one major issue. But as a whole, and also a little nitpicks here and there, but as a whole, Season 3 was a compelling ride from beginning to end. Honestly, again, we had a season where basically the traitors are not trusting of each other, which I think which honestly is very refreshing to see. Like, it is very refreshing to actually see a season where the traitors just don't trust each other, don't want to work together, and just going at each other constantly. Like, it's insane how, like, it's kind of insane if you really think about it. How much they all really just go forth and go after each other, like, blah, 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 blah. And it also leads to some of the probably the most exciting roundtables in any season of the Traitors I have, honestly. Like, of course, the Battle of Dragon one being like one that's filled with so many iconic lines and moments in general. The West one, where they're like so crazy and insane, and of course the Caroline one, which is probably the most shocked I felt watching a roundtable in quite some time, actually. But the other roundtables still have their fun little quirks and moments and everything. And seasons that you really never know what was going to happen. Like, some are more predictable than others, but at least every roundtable at least has at least one exciting moment. And even the challenge, this is probably some of the most fun challenges that we have gotten, which I usually consider to be a weak point, honestly, but at least they kind of realized that, so we get they make for some exciting television. Also, I can say, Alan Cummings, he is the perfect host. Like, I know I'm being a host, but Alan Cummings as a host, he is incredible. Like probably one of the most charismatic hosts I have ever seen. Like you can tell he shows pretty much embracing what's going on and embracing the murder mystery aspect and the insaneness that's going on in terms of the murder mystery and everything, and his accent and how he said certain things. Like, he's such a charismatic host that you just can't help but love it when he was on screen. Like, he might be one of my new favorite hosts ever. And I do enjoy the other Traitor host, honestly, but I think he by a landslide is my favorite. Again, as where you get like so many one-liners, so many shocking moments, so many fun fights, and some good gameplay, some bad gameplay, some awesome gameplay, some horrific gameplay. But a season that just filled with so much charisma and charm and some surprises, and well, maybe the twist was not the greatest. Most of it, the Rob one in the beginning, like even Boss Rob himself didn't like the twist, and of course the Steel twist, at least how it was implemented and where it came. Overall, I'd say the season was very consistent with its quality. Right? Aside from the finale, which I'll get into, I don't think it was a true dud episode of the season, honestly. Like, I generally don't think there was a good dud, honestly. But of course, let's also get to the cast itself, which it's definitely the best cast so far. I mean, I think like every season of the trailer, there are definitely some duds, unfortunately, but they really know what they're casting, honestly. And we were actually one night excited for this cast, honestly, but yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about them in boot order. We have Dorinda, who was a housewife. I think it's funny that all the housewives end up getting voted out back to back. That's both because of what happened with Pedro last season. Dorinda's someone I feel like could have been a great character, fortunately. Again, it's fortunate that we see some good characters that we love to see and feel that could be great characters. Unfortunately, they feel like they don't make as far as they should, honestly. Dorinda's one of them, and I'll say Wells is also one of them as well. So when I felt like it could have been like a deep run, it could have been a great character, but we just didn't get that. I'll say the same thing with Anya as well. Another housewife that just went a lot. And of course, that just went out early, but that's a good moments. And of course, we have Tony Vlachos, who, yeah, I pretty much kind of predicted Tony to get out on spot, honestly. Like, pretty sure, I mean, it's Tony. Pretty sure no matter what he's on, Tony's probably going to have the biggest target on his back, honestly. And like Game Changers, this is probably an instance where I don't think he really does like truly anything wrong in this season, this time around. It's just, it's freaking Boston Rob. I'm sorry, it's Tony Vlachos. I don't know why I said Boston Rob, but we'll get to that. But it's fucking Tony Vlachos. I mean, you've seen his win the World Kagiana. He's the one that's a huge strength, everything, and he's still Tony here. He still has great moments. I did like him say Boston Rob's a sellout this season on his way out, and he has some good moments for a short time. And I would say the same thing with Jeremy, who I'm actually kind of disappointed got out this early, actually. Like, I'm actually, like, I think we all expected Jeremy to make a really deep run this season. I think we all did, honestly, and it's fortunate the way he does going on. So I did like his little back and forth with Tony in the season, and he definitely had a lot of potential. Jeremy's one of the players I was like, Jeremy is one of those players I'm always going to be happy to see on any reality TV, but again, it's really disappointing he went out the way he did. It wasn't really anything he did wrong, honestly, it's just how it goes. Then we have Bob the Drag Queen. What is it with the drag queens that are always such icons of character? Like, I think after seeing that, I feel like I probably should watch RuPaul's Drag Race, honestly, because, man, the drag queens are so great characters, man. A show and drag queens, like, But yeah, Bob the Drag Queen, fantastic character. Terrible traitor, but fantastic character. And the way he goes down and the way he goes down that round table, holy shit. And of course, that misguided line will always live right through my head. Then we have Robin, who was fine, honestly. Same with Nikki as well. Like, I'm actually surprised at how underrated Nikki was in this season, actually. Like, I think that who'd be a pro wrestler, she would be like a great character, but they didn't really show much. Like, I can tell there were like slivers of great character in her, but the ending let down. And then we got Bob Harper, who again, I've never watched The Biggest Loser, because obviously for obvious reasons. But Bob Harper ended up becoming a great character than I expected. Like, he actually was a lot better on this season than I expected. He was a great character, great presence, has a really one-liners. I actually really liked him on this season. And then we got the two people that ended up coming in at the second episode. We have Wes, who we just get usual Wes here. I think can't be on the Traitors. Pretty much made sense, honestly. I think it really made sense for him to be on this season. And we get what you expect from Wes at this point. I think the way he goes out, though, iconic. And then we have Derek, who, again, is someone that is probably one of the best big brother players of all time. Like, I think we all can't deny that. But I think that he's one of the most boring people to ever win the show. I think we all can attest that. I did not fully realize how boring it was until I rewatched this season. Like, I mean, he has moments here and there, but it's like, I don't think people ranking Derek high as a character, honestly. That's just me. But I'm pretty sure that's the opinion of everyone else, honestly. And I thought he was fine on this season. Like, again, kind of boring, honestly, but he does have some better character moments than he did in his first entirety of February 16, so there's that. And then we have Boston Rob Mario. And again, I did talk about my thoughts on his appearance here when I ranked every single appearance that Boston Rob had. You can check out that video. But this is probably easily like his best non-survivor appearance This is easily his best non-survivor appearance on reality TV. Like, Boston is one of those characters that, in my opinion, is always going to be great TV no matter what season is on. I know some people are kind of sick of him, but again, there are some of those reality TV characters that are like, you can never get sick of no matter how many times they're on the screen. And for me, Boston Rob is one of them, honestly. Hell, this season that 20 years later, he still has his gameplay. Again, he has some faulty moments at points. Again, he just like targets people who basically just says his name. That's kind of what happened with Bob the Drag Queen, though made for iconic TV. But he proves that he actually does have some great aspects of his game, and he has great social ability, he has some great moments here, great moments as a character. Again, he's not has like, how he was back in All Stars, how he was back in his early days. So, though he's definitely grown a lot, but Boston Rob is just an incredible character, an incredible presence, and someone that I'm not sure if I want to see him again, at least for a bit at least. Like, maybe take a little break, man. But whenever he's back on reality TV, I'm always going to be excited to see what he brings to the table. Also, I would actually love to see, side note, I actually love to see Amber on Traitors at some point. I'm kind of curious to see I'm actually kind of curious to see how his wife Amber actually would do on the Traitors, honestly. That's just me though. And then we have Chriselle, who was just kind of there, honestly. Again, totally remember her relationship with Tom, because apparently I guess Tom had they had something to do with their ex, with her friend or something. And she was just kind of there, honestly. And Sia was also fine as well, just, again, she has a good moment, obviously, but again, a little underrated, unfortunately. Yeah, Simon's a great character, just we didn't get to see it. And also have Sam, who nobody about Sam is that he's Brittany's ex-boyfriend. Until his last episode, he wasn't really shown that much. And the last episode was glorious, honestly, but other than that, he was kind of there. Just kind of there. And then we get to Carolyn. Carolyn. What a, yeah. You guys don't know, Carolyn's probably my favorite Spire player that's appeared in the new era so far. And I absolutely loved her on that season. She's probably my favorite contestant, again, of the new era so far. Again, so again, I'm always a sucker for characters that are very quirky, fun, hilarious, has just very delightful moments, and again, she's pretty much like, sorry, I'm sorry, she's pretty much is mostly the same here, honestly. She's still being a great character, still being not being the best at his gameplay. Like, Carolyn does have some great strategic abilities. The problem is that sometimes she can't really. Sometimes her social but doesn't really get her to do what people. She's great strategically, but not the best socially. At least they're trying to convince people, at least. Which is, I think, that's always going to be her downfall, unfortunately. Because there are also many times where she doesn't want this person or that person to get murdered, but she doesn't end up getting her way. Which is unfortunately a common trend on this season. But to the character, fantastic. It's kind of more of a way you get from 45, which is a little more antsy. Again, the fact that people actually never expected Carolyn to be a traitor is definitely impressive. And again, her image actually shocked me, honestly. Like, I'm pretty sure that Danielle was going to lose at that point, and I thought Carolyn was going to probably at least make it to Final 5, if not possibly winning this season. Like, to be honest, and considering the edit, and honestly, considering the edit of the season, you feel like that was going to be the case, honestly. Which was definitely strange, honestly, but surprising, but definitely strange. But I'll get to talk about that in a bit. And then we get to Tom, who, again, I'm not really familiar with Tom, and I've not watched the show. I've not watched. Wait, what's Tom from again? Vanderpump Rules. Again, I have not watched that show, so I'm not really familiar with Tom. From what I gather from the show and from people, that he's not exactly a good person. But I actually kind of enjoyed Tom as a character on this. He's not as a person, not gonna mind you. But just how aloof he was for most of the season, I kind of enjoyed it, actually, not gonna lie. And then we get to Danielle Reyes. I loved her on this season. Like, this is probably in the balance of your 3 is probably my favorite appearance from Danielle, honestly. Which, again, it's kind of interesting because, you guys don't know, Danielle pretty much got a lot of hate online, honestly. And I didn't really even see that. I didn't even know about the hate, honestly, until after the season was over, actually. Which, if I don't follow Twitter or certain things anymore, or unintentionally, I get a lot of people on social media too much nowadays, so about that, but so that's probably the reason why. But yeah, I feel like they got so much hate online, like, and it's not just usual, like, they're like as a villain, like as a character. They just treat him attack her. They just straight up like said mean, nasty things, and attack her as a person in general, saying she's like a horrible, worst human being ever. A lot of it just because she was playing the game, and because she got rid of Caroline. I mean, I love Caroline much as the next guy. I mean, I adore Caroline as much as the next person, but Jesus, I'm not gonna like bash on Danielle. Like, she was just playing the game. Again, you can not like Danielle. I mean, Danielle, this is one of the messiest that Danielle has been as a game player, especially with some moments at points and her thinking at points. Like, she was kind of messy at a lot of points throughout the season, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that made for excellent TV. It's not like she like said any like terrible, awful things or anything. And again, it's not still the case where I feel like if it was a guy doing all this stuff, it would be praised. But since it's a girl or a woman POC, they end up getting bashed. I know it's weird to say that, but honestly, if you watch reality TV, honestly, that's fortunately a noble thing, especially nowadays. Like, I totally forgot that I was even thinking, honestly, until that I found out about that. Oh, yeah, they're doing this shit again? You realize that people can just play the game, honestly, and you want a villain, right? But yeah, we do get it, and you're taking a terrible person. I never get people nowadays, unfortunately. But yeah, overall, Danielle Ray is probably the star of the season, in my opinion. She was a fantastic character. Again, very messy, but that messy is made for excellent TV. Again, I really love the research story we got from Danielle Reyes recently, and I look forward to see what other shows she's on in the future. Be it bring back a Big Brother or just whatever show, but like, I'm always gonna like welcome Danielle Reyes to my screen. And then we get to Brittany Haynes. Again, it was also fun. Yeah, I love Brittany on this season. Again, she was kind of invisible for a little bit, but then I think after around the West Road, she got a little more screen time, and we get that great and excellent Brittany content that we all know and love for. I also like the relationship with Daniel throughout the season, because they had a little tip because they were reindeer games. Yeah, from reindeer games. Also like that in the final 6 round, there was kind of time between Ivor and Danielle, and then due to a little miscommunication with Dolores, Brittany unintentionally ended up voting out Danielle. Which again was another like shocking moment. Like, whoa. But I love Brittany. You get that same snarkiness, confessional getting that you love for Brittany. And also, it's also something about in terms of being strategic and being a great player in general. I think I'll agree that Brittany is actually pretty underrated when it comes to her strategic and social ability. Especially on this season, we get some of her best work in this season, in my opinion. Yeah, but Brittany's great ended up also being a traitor for a little bit, and it's kind of disappointing that she ended up not getting a win this season, because she actually was so close again, but just didn't post in there. And that leads me to the final four, and also I'm talking about that the only like real main issue I have with this season is that the finale was massively disappointing. Like, this is probably the most disappointing I felt watching a reality show finale in quite some time. Like, I think we are gonna get a great battle, and then we'll get some great moments, but nope. Everyone just decided to end game in a lackluster fashion. Especially with two of those people, Ivor and Dolores, who I've not mentioned, but it's because Ivor and Dolores are some of the most boring and some of the most uninteresting, under-edited, and some of the most bland players I've ever seen on the Traitors. Probably any reality TV season, honestly. That's how non-existent or not interesting they are. Like, Dolores is just kind of aloof throughout the season, didn't really do much of anything. Ivor was just there, honestly, and I think he's not a bad player, honestly, but he was just, I thought he was going to be like similar to like the other kid. I hope he was going to be like a similar person to like John of last season. Just like, you know, I'm not sure how he was going to be like a similar thing to like how he was, you know, how John was last season, but unfortunately, he was just pretty boring and pretty lackluster. But which again, the fact that they end up being winners is very, like, what? But we do get two other players that end up really being like fantastic characters, like Dylan Efron, who is the brother of Zac Efron, who I did not know what to think of Dylan Efron going into the season, but it's insane how he ended up being one of the best characters and one of the best players of the season. He had bad reason points, but just a character, he was great. He had some really great moments, and was actually pretty impressive in terms of his gameplay, honestly. Like, I'm really surprised you haven't seen more Dylan Efron down the road, actually. He actually really surprised me how much I enjoyed him, and same with Gabby as well. And, yeah, I don't watch The Bachelorette, honestly, and I've not seen anything where she's not on TikTok or anything, but another player that Johnny surprised me with her personality. Has some great one-liners, some witty moments, just a very charming presence throughout. I think there are different big pluses on the season. I do just elevate the value just a tad bit. But again, the fact that Delon and Iris are also paired with them as well, and the fact that we get disappointed and with Brittany and their Traitors, not because. Again, also the fact that they thought that we were going to probably get a Carolyn win or her make it to the end and be underestimated. Like, they were hyping that up, honestly, and then the fact that she ended up giving up the way she did was like, really? But yeah, I think that's some of my thoughts on the Traitors. I spent a lot more time on the cast, honestly, because this season has so many great moments. Again, the round table with Bob the Drag Queen with Boss Rob Paisley, just I had Bob the Drag Queen because of him. Might be a misunderstanding or something, but having for incredible TV again, Bob the Drag Queen icon. That's why he gets a great challenge. He gets a great challenges moment. Against some great gameplay, some terrible gameplay. The whole West situation was was just insane. Well, even the Kellogg one was like, you think that Daniel was gonna give it out here, but he's like, oh, crap. But yeah, I think this is a fantastic season in my opinion. Despite the disappointing finale, it's still a great season of the Traitors. Again, I don't think I really have thought which of the 3 seasons actually on my favorite, honestly. Like maybe at some point I'll do a ranking of all the seasons, so we'll see if I go around, eventually get around to that, but I pretty much have settled my thoughts on the trailers. You can let me know your thoughts on the trailers down below in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on the season in general. Let me know your favorite moments, your least favorite moments, your favorite characters, your least favorite characters. And let me know if you guys want to see me do more trailers content. What content you guys want to do for the show down below. This is the Cyberpsychopedia, signing off.